Hi guys, welcome to Excel data management system developed using Python. Okay, let me show you guys how this works. So right here I have the graph that was plotted using the records that we have in here. So just going to kind of like extend this so that you guys can see it properly, and I can always close it and reopen it again. There we go. Alright, so that's the graph. So one other thing that you can do is you can always click on the reset and maybe click on any of these to enter the rule again, or click on reset and start and add new data of a missing dog. So let's assume this dog is name is, let's say, is Kimmy, and right here the breed, let's assume the breed happen to be Jack Russell. And this Jack Russell, they say the color is white, and the sex of these dogs we're talking about happens to be females. And the year of birth of this dog, let's assume that is 2022. And how many of these dogs are we talking about? We're talking about 500 plus. All we then need to do is to click on add. There we go, it's successfully added to the system, and come right there, and that is Kimmy, all the dogs. Okay, and if we decide to have a go at the plotter here, let's see 2022. What do we have in here? That is a 2022. And all of these data that we're looking at, you can find them right inside the Excel. Let's open up the Excel, the spreadsheet, the rescue dog spreadsheet. There we go, and that's Kimmy right there that we just added now. So what I am going to do now is I'm going to take you guys straight into Python development environment where we put one of these together, guys. So I'm going to exit out. Yes, right there. Let's start a new project. So let's go to File, New, and right here we have to import the following. So the very first library I'm going to import, that's going to be from Tkinter itself. I'm going to have to import all of the components that are required. So let's click on star. Then we also need to import Tkinter. I'm going to import Tkinter as, let's say, as tk, import Tkinter as tk. Right, and the next thing is I'm going to say import Tkinter dot message. I'm going to make that as a message box. Oh yeah, message dot message box. Let's say that is going to be imported as message. And let's then import Tkinter, and let's just say that is going to be tkk. So we're going to be using that for our Treeview, and let's import pandas spd, and finally we're going to have to import mathlab. So that is going to be used for the plotting of the graph that you guys saw earlier. So in the case of this, you must actually install these two components, 1, 2, onto your system. Okay, you have to install them, and a very good example of it is if you want to install, you just need to do is to say file install pandas. Okay, So using your command prompt to install that, and you will also need to install your MATLAB straight onto your system. Okay, MATLAB, you need that as well. Now, the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to give my class a name. I'm just going to call that maybe rescue, something like that. So rescue DB. All right. Now, right down here, what I need to, let's initialize our function that we intend to use. So that is going to be as define initialize column, and right here that is going to be self comma root. And self dot root, so I'm going to use that to give us a name for my system. That is self dot root, that is going to be equals root. Next, and self dot root, let's use that to give us a title. Let's come right down here, self dot root dot title, and that is going to be, let's call that data management system. There we go, data management system. And I'm also going to include the geometry that I intend to use. There, that is my geometry. So the geometry or the resolution will be 1920 by 900 plus 0 plus 0. Those are the coordinates. Alright, so the next thing is, let's create what I'll call title frame. The title frame is going to be using the widget frame, and this widget frame is going to be a child of self.root, enter a comma, and BD, that's going to be 14. The width, I'm going to make that 1920. Height, I'm going to make the height 150. That is just for a title. I will have, let's get it parted to the x-axis by 12, and relief, that is going to be equals read. There we go. All I just need to do now is I'm going to then run that up, paste, and that is going to be dot grid. That will be row will be equal 0, comma, and the column will be equal 0. There, get that indented. That is my very first column. I can copy this. The choice is yours if you want to copy that. Now I'm going to paste it right underneath here. And this next one, I'm just going to call it the main frame. That's the main frame defined. I don't have to include all of these. I can always write main frame, but the row will be 1. Okay. All right. Now, right inside the main frame, I'm going to define another frame that I will call top. So come right down here, paste, let's call that top frame. Top frame here as well. And this top frame is going to be a child of the main frame, this very one. In as much as top frame is going to be inheriting all of the value, or it's going to have all of its own value, let's say 1350, and the height 555, I can just delete all of these then and just let it be a child of root alone. I'm also going to define more frames that I'm going to be needed. But first thing first, you see here for the top, I'm going to make that 4 and leave that's correct. Alright, I will come right down here. Let's define the following frames as well. Let's speed that up. There, those are the frames that we're going to be using. And finally, before we can test this frame out, I'm going to come right down here and let's round up the whole process, then we'll try it out. So I'm going to say if space column name column, and that's if that is equals single quote column name system column another single quote column. Okay, that is actually underscore if underscore name underscore equals main. Okay, now we have a column there, then I'm going to say if that is root equals tk. Now we now want the application equals the name of my system here, rescue DB. That's going to be a child of the whole system, and we can then say root dot main loop there. Okay, so far that is how the system looks. I'm going to save that and let's just run it and see. File save. Let me save it right here on my desktop, right there. So call that pi underscore rescue DB there. So let's click on run and see if this. Okay, we do have an error here. What it's missing is just a column. There we go. Now run that again. Let's see. There, it's now telling me that import tick into as. Okay, import tick into. Okay, there's a K. That should have been T. So let's go back in there. Where is it? Right here. It's a T. And here as well, I'm going to have a problem here. There we go. Run that. Click on that. There we go. Alright, that is for the button. So we're going to have to move all of this up. This is it right underneath here. Okay then. Now let's create some widgets. Then after that, we then put together some method to get the whole system rolling. Now, the very first widget I'm going to create, I'm going to call it, let's say, data title. Okay, so let's enter data title right underneath here. First thing first, I'm just going to enter a break in there so that I know where the widget starts from. So that is going to, let's draw a line here again. There we go. Alright, this very one we start with data title, and that's going to be, the widget will be label, and this label is going to be a child of the title frame, this very one here. There. And let's add a font. The font is going to be an area, and I will make that about 90, and let's say it's going to be bold. Close that, get a space in between, and that's going to be about 16, comma, text, that would be an it. I'm just going to call that, let's say enter management, Excel management system, something like that. So Excel data management system, and let's close that, run that up right there, paste, and it's going to be grid.0, row it with, the row will be 0 and the column will be 0 as well. There. So let me try that out. Run. Let's see. Oh, let's see, what was that? Just now. Wrong spelling somewhere there. That should have been equals. It's meant to be an equal sign here. Okay, run again. Let's see. Bold. Should be a D. Come on. Run. And there we go. So the title is in place, but I want to put the title right underneath here. I just call it Excel data. So I'm going to copy all of these. Paste it right there. There's going to be a huge space in there, so what I'm doing is using this just to cover up that space. So that is just Excel data. So let's change this, the name of this to subtitle. Subtitle, yep. Subtitle here as well. And that is going to be bottom left or left bottom, something like that. Copy this frame and paste it right there. And let's run. Run. See, there we go. That one is taking shape. Okay, that's cool. So now let's enter some widgets here. Labels on widget. So come right down. Okay, so right here I'm going to first of all enter a comment. And this comment here, this one is going to be just for create title. And this one, create title widget. Yep. And this one is just for widget. And there. So let's say the first one is going to be dog underscore ID underscore label. And that is going to be a label. And this label is, it's going to be left frame. Yeah, left frame. Yeah, comma, and the fonts. Let's say the font is, I'm gonna make that just something simple. Let's say about 24. Then the text that I want to need, that should be known as dog ID. Yeah, that is my text, dog ID. Now we can just close that up and also run that up. Come here, grab all of this, run it up. That will be row 0, column 0. There. Okay, that's taken care of. So at the same time, I might as well just enter an entry here for the dog. So I'm going to call that dog ID entry. So let me just grab all of this, paste it here and change it around. And here, that will be entry. Have another one here. There. And it's going to be on column 1. The font will be 24, that's fine. And I will get rid of this, I don't need this. There we go. So all we then need to change here was the widget. The widget type is entry. So let's try that out. Run. There we go. That is the widget type. Brilliant. So let's close that. I'm now going to copy this, paste as required. I need that. So let's adjust this. And this one is going to be 1, 2, and a 2. Run. Let's see, don't change things around. There we go. Okay, so I'm just going to speed that up now. So I'll just speed that up and right. So take it from the top here and bring it right down up to the number of dogs. Click on run. There we go. Look at that. Okay then. Now let's add. I'm going to add a tree view here and some buttons here. So let's come right down here first. Copy this. I think the button might be easier for now. Paste. And right here, I'm going to call. Let's just put a comment in there. Create buttons. Now the very first button, I'm going to call that add button. That is going to be widget button. And widget button is a child of my button frame right here. Where is it? This very one. Grab all of the button frame, come right down here, just paste it right in here. Enter a comma. And that is going to be added to the y-axis by, let's say, 1 comma border. That will be 4, and font on that button. I can make that about 40. Yeah, 40 will be fine. What about the bottom width? Right down, let's say width. That's equals 11. height, I'm going to set it for 1. I can always increase that, equals 1. And the text on it, there should be a comma here, text. And this very first button, that is going to be add data, comma, close that. Now round it up. That is going to actually be column 0, column 0, row 0. Yeah. Now, okay, it can be column 0. All right, look at this. If I say, let's see, that should be column 0, really. Copy this because it's inside the button. Column 0, row 0, column 0. Okay, so that is for the button. I'm going to run it and see how that's going to look like. Get rid of that. There should be 1 there. Okay, we got the first button. Now we can just copy this. We need 2, 3, 4. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. It's gonna be 5. One more, 5. Yeah. Okay, that's fine. And this is going to be column 1, column 2, 3, and 4. Okay, that's 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. So let's run it. We do need to change the names though, so let's change this one to exit. So this can be exit button. Exit button here. Okay, that's going to be exit. Let's see. I'm going to just run it. I just want to see how that's going to look like. There we go. Look at that. All right, so let's change the orders. I have to speed that up. Those are all the buttons in place. So I just want to see how that's going to look like. So I'm going to save and run. There we go. Look at that. All the buttons are in place, although there's nothing happening. Well, it's looking good. So with that, for now, I'm going to call it the end of this beautiful tutorial. So I will see you guys on the second part of this tutorial. Bye for now.